Koydem kol like to be Pesach b'choyd Achsani Avi Younger. My brother Naftali, who invited me to speak. You look around the tables, it looks like everyone's pretty much eating the same thing. The meat, the potatoes, the latkes, everything looks the same. But if you go into everyone's houses, everyone's lighting the Chanukah licht, the Chanukah menorah is very differently. There's the sheet of the Shulchan Aruch, the Svardim, the sheet of the Ramah, the Ashkenazim of how we light Mahadrin min Mahadrin. As it's Yodua, the Svardim, which I see we have some over here, how do they light the Mahadrin min Mahadrin? The Balabayas will light, let's say tonight's the fifth night, he will light on behalf of everyone, only he lights 5 candles. Mahadrin min Mahadrin is not just to light 1 candle. The Mahadrin min Mahadrin is the Balabayas should light a candle connected every night. It's the 5th night. We represent tonight is the 5th night of Chanukah, the 5th night of the Nes. And one person lights, and everyone in the house, no matter how many people there are all Yotzei. Comes the Ramah, the Shulchan Aruch is coming from Shitas Tosfos and Shabbos. Comes the Ramah, working with the Shitas Rambam, and he says, no, Mahadrin min Mahadrin is not like that. Yes, it's true. The Balabayas does light 5 candles on the 5th night, and so on and so forth, the 6th and the 7th. But it's not only him. Everyone in the house, except the women, everyone in the house is lighting a menorah, a Chanukah, keneged those nights. So in a Svari's house, you're going to find one beautiful Chanukah. Tonight, if you're going to see 5 candles lit in Ashkenazi house, you're going to find a number, depending on how many children, how many boys are in the home, you're going to find a number of Chanukahs lit keneged the nights. The question is, what are they all arguing about? What's the machlekes? It seems like the Ramah, the Ashkenazi way is perfect. Everyone is mefas in the Nes. Everyone is publicizing the Nes. The more people, the better. The more people being mefas in the Nes, the greater Pirsum Nes, Kvod Shemaim there is. Why is it that Tosfos and the Shulchan Aruch explain, no, just the Balabayas will light, that's enough. So Tosfos and Shabbos explains because we're very concerned. What's going to happen? Imagine you have 5, 6, 7, 8 people all lighting on the 5th night, Chanukahs, all next to each other. Person's going to look outside, from the outside inwards, and he's going to say, what night of Chanukah it is? Is it the 5th night? No, maybe. There's so many lights here. I don't see 7 Chanukahs, each one lighting 5 candles. I see 35 candles. They're all next to each other. Maybe there are 35 people in the house all lighting 1 candle on this night. So it explains Tosfos, being that it won't be very clear, it won't be nicker to everyone on the outside how many nights we are commemorating. We therefore say, let's keep it simple and basic, have 1 person light, 5 candles, and everyone will understand it's 1 person lighting on behalf of the whole house, keneged the 5th night of Chanukah. Comes the Ramah and says, 1 second, Tosfos is a great point. He's 100% right. We can't have the Chanukahs all lined up one next to each other. No one's going to know what's going on, what night it is. So here's what I'm going to tell you we have to do. And this you look in all Ashkenazi homes, they have all the Chanukahs separated from each other. So no one should make a mistake. One Chanukah is here, the other one's going to be over there, another one over there. So whoever's looking will understand because it's nicker, it's separate, one from the other. Everyone will know. It's the 5th night and there's many people lighting keneged the nights. So the obvious question comes back to Tosfos. What's going on? Just follow the way of the Ashkenazim of the Ramah and have everyone light candles in the house, more people getting involved in being mefas in the Nes. On the 5th and 6th night, just make sure it's very clear. All the Chanukahs are separate. Why do the Svardim, Tosfos, the Shulchan Aruch are so insistent and have only 1 person light? And the answer is because Tosfos, the Shulchan Aruch were afraid of the following. You can't just tell people, make it very recognizable. Make it very clear. Make sure it's clear they're separate enough so everyone can figure out exactly that they're separate Chanukahs. It's not going to work. There's no, how do you make it clear for everyone? You have 10 people in the house. You have a small house. Just make it recognizable. People don't know how to make it recognizable. Some people have a more difficult time making it recognizable. How far to keep it away. Some people might keep it too close. So if you just use the words, make it recognizable, make it nicker, not everybody will get it right. And a lot of people will not make it nicker enough. I'll think that if I put as long as it's not in front of it, it's on the side of it. Oh, that's nicker. And then people from the outside are going to think, no, it looks like it's one big candle. It's not 5 and 2 Chanukahs, here's 5 and here's 5. No, there's 10 lights for 10 people in the house. So Taisus was concerned very simply that if we just tell people, make it very clear, separate the Chanukahs, people will not do a very good job. Some people will, some people won't. And therefore, to play it safe, let only one person light the candles on every night of Chanukah, keneged the days. The question still remains. Don't get nervous. This is not a Lamda Shashir. We're coming to bring out something very special about Chanukah. The question still remains. Still, the Yom Tov is all about Pirsum HaNes. It's about publicizing the Nes. The more people getting involved in lighting those candles, it's a greater publicizing of Hashem's miracle that He made. If so, because of a small chashas, maybe. When people, you tell them to make it nicker, make it recognizable, they might not do a good job. So because we're afraid they might not do a good job, so just have one person light. Because you're afraid that maybe some people won't do a good job. They won't figure out how to make it clear-cut, recognizable, and separate them well enough. You say, forget about it, no one light, just one person in every house. Do you realize how much Pirsum HaNes, how much we're lacking? Every person lighting is a huge Kiddush Hashem, and we're lacking that according to Taisus. There has to be something deeper over here. Why is Taisus so insistent that it has to be 100% crystal clear, beyond any reasonable doubt? Everyone will know that it's the 5th night of Chanukah. If there's any chashash that maybe some people won't do a good job, and it won't be nicker, we have to say, because of that, no one should light the Chanukah in the house except for one person. And the answer is as follows. There's a beautiful Bach. The Bach tells us what in the world happened. What in the world happened on Chanukah? Why did they take away Shabbos, Milah, Rosh Chodesh? Why did they take everything away from us? What did we do wrong? We're doing the Avodah, we're doing Torah mitzvahs. What happened on Chanukah? Why are there so many terrible gzeros? You couldn't learn Torah. What happened? Says the Bach, Hisrashlu ba'avodah. They were doing the Avodah in the Beis HaMikdash, but they were getting a little lazy. That's what the Bach says. They did it. They kept all the halachas, but they were a little lazy. Maybe lacking enthusiasm. They weren't running and rushing. They were doing it. So because of this, the terrible gzeros of Chanukah happened. We almost lost our Torah. We lost our Beis HaMikdash Kemat. No Shabbos, no Milah, no Rosh Chodesh. What's going on? What was the big deal with this Rashlu ba'avodah about being a little lax in the avodah? And the idea is as follows. The idea in the Beis HaMikdash was, it's the Mokum of Ashras HaShechina where the Hashem was. You wanted to find the Kadosh Baruch Hu without any trouble, with clarity. You went to the Beis HaMikdash. The avodah in the Beis HaMikdash was all about, in this place, there's no one but Hashem. It's not about me, it's not about you, it's not about anyone. It's only about avodah. I'm an Eved. All I know is my Odin. That's how we have to live our lives, but especially in the Beis HaMikdash. What happened was, the Fider Madrega, they were lacking somewhat in that recognition. That when they walked in every day, it was all about the Rebbeinu Shalom. It was all about serving Hashem. And to a certain degree, there was a certain focus on themselves. I get to be the Kohen. I get to do the Avodah. I get some basar. I get some of the flesh, the meat from the karbonos. I get some of the skin from the karbonos. Maybe even a little kovid. Because the Fider Madrega, they were lacking in the focus on what it means to be an Eved Hashem, to be fully focused on Hashem. And they were a little just too much focused, maybe, on themselves. What happens is, when you're lacking the proper kavanah, when you're lacking the proper tachlis, which is, what's the Beis HaMikdash all about? The Rebbeinu Shalom Hashem. It's about the avodah, and you're focusing on yourself. You automatically lose the momentum. Because if your focus, if your motivation, if your purpose is off, then the momentum, the geschmack, the excitement won't be the same. Essentially, what happened on Chanukah? What started it all? That Klai Yisrael, the Fider Madrega, the Mokum HaMikdash, was lacking the focus on the Rebbeinu Shalom. Who were they focusing on a little too much? Themselves. Not being an Eved Hashem, but somewhat serving somewhat themselves. Whether it was their honor, their enjoyment. And Hashem says, if you do that, I'm taking it all away. Comes Taisus and he says, when it comes to Chanukah, yeah, I know it's a concern that if not everybody's involved in lighting the Chanukah, if not every single person's involved, there won't be the great Pirsa Manes that everyone's involved. You know what says Taisus? Because of the small chashash. What if we all gave up? I'm giving up of my opportunity to be mefas in the nace. I'm not going to light. You're not going to light. He's not going to light. Why? Just so it could be 100% guarantee that everyone will know which night of Chanukah it is. But what do you mean? It's just a small concern. It's a small chashash. Who's not going to chap? Who's going to make the mistake? I don't know. Maybe a few people. Maybe a few people won't realize. Maybe they're going to put it too close. It won't be 100% nicker. But I will negate myself. I will take a step back. Take away my part. I won't light the candle. I'll take away myself to guarantee that the covenant of Hashem will be clearly recognizable. That's the idea of Taisvis. That's what the Heilige Svardim that might only have one Chanukah on their home. That's what they represent. The Tikkun of Chanukah, where a person has to be so careful in life and he's serving HaKadosh Baruch Hu to make sure that his focus is Hashem, Hashem, and Hashem. And there's no greater focus than that in life. And just to bring out one last point, just tell you how much time do I have left? You know, there's 4 yesodot within a person, 4 components that make of a person, 4 elements. There's afar, the dirt, the ground. There's mayim, water, ruach, wind, and eish and fire. Everyone has 4 different components. Some people, some are more present, some are more potent than the other. They say that atzvos in a person, and atzvos laziness, going back to the hisirashlu ba'avodah, being somewhat lazy in the avodah, the laziness and atzvos and sadness, they're connected, come from the yesod of afar, of the ground. What's the idea? And the idea is as follows. How were we created? Hashem gave us a neshama, nishmas chayim. He blew into us. He gave us a neshama. But where did the physicality of the person come from? From the afar, from the adama. When does a person get lazy? When do we get sad in life? When we're not connected to our purpose, to our true self. When we separate the gashmias, the physical, from the ruchnias. When we're not living a spiritual life, we're focusing too much on the gashmias, not having a beautiful suit like we have today. Celebrating Chanukah, we're just celebrating ourselves. If that's what we're doing, we're just focusing, we're separating, detaching the gashmias from the ruchnias. A person is going to be in a matzav of sadness. When a person is disconnected from self, his essence, his mahus, his tachlis is to connect, create the chibur between ruchnis and gashmias. That generates. That's the offer. That's the gashmis, the person. That's all he has. He's only focused on that. That's what breeds atzvus. That's what breeds atzvus. Living a magushim, a physical life, and only physical life. That's what brings to atzvus and atzvus. The sadness and laziness because he's not connected to his true self, to the ruchnias. So Mir Hashem, that should be the chizuk of Chanukah. We're all sitting here over here. It looks like everyone's enjoying themselves, having a delicious meal. You have the ruchnias every other night. Tonight you come for the gashmi. Even tonight when you're having the gashmi, it's celebrating Chanukah. It's not any other night of the week. Celebrating your learning, celebrating the yontav of Chanukah. In that schos, it should be a beautiful tikkun, where a person should live a life of connecting the cheduk of gashmis to the cheduk of ruchnis in his life, and focusing in life. People tell me all the time, they're looking. They don't have feeling. They come to daven, they're lacking the regesh. They're lacking the feeling. They want to feel. I want to tell you something. It's not always coming from a good place. Sometimes it is, but sometimes it's not. It's coming from a selfish place. If you realize, I'm serving Hashem because this is His rotzain, this is what I was created for, and you negate yourself, I won't feel, I'll do it I'll wake up, I'll daven, I'll learn without feeling it. If you can do that, then you'll realize what will come afterwards. The feeling will come. Because there's no greater feeling when a person is actually not focused on self, on his feelings, but focused on the Ribono Shel Olam, his real tachlis, then the feelings will actually come. So Mir Hashem, should be Zeicha the Chanukah, the Oros of Chanukah, should give us the clarity, that light, that clarity to realize who we are, what we are created for, and to allow that beautiful equilibrium between the Gashmias and the Ruchnias. And Mir Hashem, this will be our last Chanukah, lighting up the dark nights of Galus. Mir Hashem will be lighting up the lights next year in Yerushalayim, Yer HaKodesh together. Amen, amen. Levanta.
Square.